So as you can see, guys, I'm still on that DB grind, and this was a really, really interesting game I had yesterday against Labrynth, and I feel like this is also a really good example of getting punished for not knowing the deck well. I think my opponent, he played really well, but he didn't understand a certain part about rescue, you'll see in a later game, which really held him back. If he had prioritized getting rid of my field spell, he would have won, but he didn't, unfortunately. But I open absolutely cracked here. I have Ash and Book of Eclipse. I've started to really like Book of Eclipse and Rescue Ace just because I only want cards that my engine doesn't deal with. I realize that I just want cards that are always high value, and Book of Eclipse can be ashed, all of that. Yeah, that's a problem, but fundamentally speaking, it deals with the cards I can't deal with normally, and so it gives me advantage. Now here I had a really big thing, and I have this choice several times. The reason why I decided to set Called by Grave instead of Eclipse is because it's two reasons. Firstly, I don't know what I'm against, and Book of Eclipse I think is better on the crackback, and then Called by the Grave, I realized that with the decks in the format, with Unchained, with Pearly, etc., things like that, Called by the Grave is just such a hard stun card that I think it's more valuable, especially when I factor in my other cards as well, because Extinguish is another Called by the Grave. So he's going to start setting cards, but I draw into a second Ash, which is absolutely unfair. I mean, from here, it's just, it's a really, really good position for me. I've got 2 Ash, I've got everything going online, and I've got Heat Soul, which, and as soon as I see him do this, it's like, okay, now I know I can do Labyrinth plays. I'm going to Heat Soul draw again. Doesn't draw me into... Oh, it draws me into Econ, which is okay, but it's hard to get into use. I think I really try and get it out. Now, my mentality here is I just want to force him to use a back row card. I want to force him to use a back row card so I can Ash it, because then it's like, okay, once unless he opens both Welcome and Big Welcome, it's not too much of an issue. So it's like, okay, force him to use a back row card, stop that, and then I know he has no relevant interaction that I care about, unless it's a Floodgate. So he's going to flip Destructive to Ream Armor Cannon. Don't care about the card, it doesn't do anything. Now, I keep doing this misplay all game, and this is something you have to keep in mind with Labrynth. And you'll see me later chain traps to this chick as well, and she keeps chaining. I should have just chained anything here. Like, I could have chained my own Book of Eclipse to even waste it or something, but it's just worth chaining stuff just to deny that effect, deny her set from the deck, which does help him, but is what it is. That gets him access to the Welcome, which is a bit annoying, but he does book his own card. I go for HQ, and then I'm going to Ash his Big Welcome, which is absolutely amazing from here. I don't know what he's got left set, but I'm feeling pretty confident, so I can put some cards on board, get some advantage. And I think in my head, my mentality is, okay, I'm going to let it get to his turn. I'm going to try and out his board a little bit, and then I'm going to let it get to his turn and really just get rid of his whatever it's called, Lady Labrynth, with my Econ. So yeah, look, I'm going to spin back, set 2 cards, pass. I've got another Ash as well, so I'm feeling very, very confident. He flips up, he goes for a summon. Sure, I'm going to Ash to stop. So firstly, he flips Welcome. Normally, Welcome isn't the right card to Ash, but in this instance, I'm okay with it because I'm going to Ash his Welcome, and then I know I've got Econ to chain to Big Welcome, so that's not going back to hand, so he's not bouncing my card. And then on top of that, he's also going to lose that card as well, because it's no longer set, so I can target it. So he puts out his Lovely. He Lovely gets a pop, but it does not really matter here. He's lost all of his traps, he's lost all of his interactions. He's going to kill my Heat Soul, but I don't care. He sets his card. Who cares? I don't care. And then now I'm in a really great position because I've got that Book of Eclipse. So as soon as he flips that, I'm just going to flip Book of Eclipse. And it's like, no matter what he summons, unless he's playing like a second Lovely or something, it literally doesn't matter. So I flip Book of Eclipse. He's going to set a card. He's going to set Nice Dragon's Prison. But I think from here, I probably am able to OTK. I'm not sure. I don't really remember. Oh, yeah, of course, I've Called by the Grave, so I stop him. So yeah, I'm going to go searching in my deck, looking for a card, and it's really just standard Rescue Ace line because I know he has no relevant interruption here as well. So look, go for the normal summon, go into access code. First I pop the Lovely, then I'm going to pop this so that he can't do it in battle phase. I'm going to Call by as well, and then from there he just scoops it up. So yeah, let's just run to the end of this game as well. One nice thing as well, as you'll see, is Contain and Extinguish kept on not coming up because you'll see they're very dead in this matchup. So it's like Contain and Extinguish are not the best cards, but is what it is. It didn't matter, I had other good cards as well. So pop that, go for the Called by, and then he scoops up there. So game 2, I can't remember if this went to game 3 or not, but yeah, I open Field Spell, which is not amazing, but I open Ash, which is kind of good. I think I lose this because he has anti-spell, so he goes for his sets. I draw into a second trap, which absolutely sucks. I set a bunch of cards and I see he's got Big Welcome. It's not good. And I think he had Ash as well, so I was just like, yeah, there's no way I'm winning this. But as you can see, I see he's got all the cards on board. I'm like, I'm sure this is Labrynth OTK. I'm like, whatever. He attacks, he drew into a second Ash as well, so yeah, there was no way I was getting into this game. And as soon as I see the Eradicate, I just scoop, go first. So what do you do going first against Labrynth, guys? Look, I say this all the time. You just want to consolidate resources. Against Labrynth, firstly, your deck is faster, but their deck is easier to get online. And so for me, I just want to get Heat Soul online. I'm probably not going to die cut, so I can be greedy with that. Once I've got Heat Soul, draw cards, and then cards like Cyclone become so valuable, because it means that if he didn't seem to be playing Skill Drain, but if he's playing Skill Drain, whatever, you can really punish him for having that card and just get rid of it as soon as he flips it. So I'm going to go for the standard play, go for Heat Soul. Turbulence is going to summon. I don't know if I even use Emergency in this game, I can't remember. But yeah, Turbulence. I'm going to set my 4 from deck. I go for Rescue, Emergency, Reinforce, and Contain. Why do I go for Reinforce? Look, in this matchup, your traps are just not that good. Reinforce is actually really, really good in the Labrynth matchup, but your other trap is not that good, so it's just a waste of time going for it. Reinforce also gives you Recursion, so my goal here is get as much resources back to my hand as possible, then get some draws going. I've got a Cyclone, which is great. I draw into Prosperity, which is not amazing. Draw into Econ, which is okay, not amazing. So he's going to go for his Extrav. Now, as you can see, he starts off with Zariana. I'm just going to negate that. I'm like, why not? It's not going to hit anything else, might as well. He bounces his card back, which is a shame. I could have Extinguished to stop that, but I just didn't see any value in it. And he actually forgets his trigger there, I think, unless that's the one you can only do once. I'm going to go for another Heat Sword draw here. He goes to Welcome. I'm going to chain that to stop his Lady chaining. Going to get HQ, and okay, now I'm in a really great position. I've got so many cards in hand. So for me, it's like I don't need to take any risks. I can just kind of gas him out of engine here if I just keep playing slowly into his board. So Preventer first. I'm going to go into Phoenix, get rid of one back row, chain that. Now, this was a slight mistake, especially because I knew Hydrant was coming back. In my head, I was like, I don't want to get rid of Phoenix as a link 2. But if I'd used Econ on that instead, it would have denied him targeting Hydrant for the same value, which would have been good, and then I would have still had Hydrant on board. But it is what it is. He's going to immediately pop my Hydrant, which is a little bit annoying. Denies me a bit, but it's okay. I'm just going to kill his last back row, and I'm like, okay, it was a Prosperity, which isn't amazing, but now let's start putting cards in his deck and slowing him down. So I go into Access Code so I can just put pressure, pop his card. He's going to flip Coup Clock, but it doesn't really matter. Banish, destroy his card, and then I'm going to bring out Turbulence, I think, at some point. Oh, Shuffle back as well. And HQ has such huge value, and this is where I say HQ and Reinforce really work well with each other, especially if they haven't got a way to banish your card. So I'm going to go into Turbulence. Just in case he has Nib, I don't think he does. I'm going to flip Reinforce then as well and just kind of get it out of position, get everything going, set my 4 cards from deck, and then here's a huge thing. What do I set? Cyclone, do I set the Cyclone or Book of Moons? I think I spent a little bit of time thinking. Oh, no, that might be another turn. But yeah, he's going to summon out his card. He does draw into Nib, which is not that useful now because I'm probably not going to do huge summoning. And then I make a mistake here. I flip Contain on his Lady Labrynth, and the thing about, again, this is what I was saying, like, in my head, I was like, I just need to stop this card because I'm not going to be able to do anything once the card's set. But the problem is, me flipping Contain, he can just chain to that, which is not great. So yeah, he activates that. Normal summons, gets his Chandra. But I'm in a quite good position here because he's already gone through 2 big welcomes. So, and this is one thing I think you'll see. I keep looking at the graveyard because I established, okay, he's got rid of 2 big welcomes. I don't need to take any risks. Again, it's like just grind him out of engine. He's not going to be able to keep dealing with my engine, especially if he can't out the field spell. So here, bring out Turbulence. Let him Kaiju my monster. I really don't care. Bring out my Turbulence again. Yeah, he's going to add his Q Clock back to hand. He's going to try and attack into it. And I'm like, you know what? It's not even worth letting him attack into it. I might as well just pop his card now because I'm going to pop it later anyway. And so I add my cards back in my end phase, get all my resources back. He summons from the deck, which is going to get me another free summon. Oh wait, no, he has to pop that, unfortunately. And this is a little bit of a mistake he makes because he pops my card. That gives me my Turbulence pop, and I really want to get that field spell off. The Labrynth field spell I found, like, in the grind is just so horrible. I don't want to give him that advantage, so yeah, he pops field spell. Then we're going to move on. He's going to set another big welcome deck. So that's his last big welcome. So again, I'm feeling really good. I'm like, just keep it going slowly. I have Book of Eclipse, which is an amazing card in this matchup, I think. So here my goal is, okay, as soon as he does anything on the deck, chain Book of Eclipse. That denies his board, which is why I'm not even flipping Turbulence. So I get rid of the cannon because that's the only card in the back row I care about, and I think I know what both of these are. So I'm going to Reinforce, get my HQ back. He's going to flip Big Welcome. I'm going to chain Book of Eclipse so he can't pop my field spell, which really hurts him because, yeah, he just doesn't really get anything off that now. Like, he gets cards back, but again, there's no Big Welcome. You can't do anything. If next time the Big Welcome's my field spell, I don't care. Just activate and use it again. Shuffle cards back, always making sure to prioritize that Reinforce. Reinforce is just huge. Unfortunately, I draw into it, and I think this happens twice, where it's like I shuffle back, draw into Reinforce, but I'm like, whatever, like, it's still a good card. Set my cards. Set my cards, set my Eclipse, set my Reinforce, and just beat over his face down monster so he doesn't get any draws, which is going to be really helpful for me. So yeah, as you can see, actually in here, I think this is what I was thinking, because in my head it was like, do I set Reinforce to guarantee recursion next turn, or do I set Eclipse? And I was like, at this stage, I don't think I need to worry about recursion. I had seen him out my field spell the same way like 2 times. So I was like, you know what, I should be okay. I don't think he can kill me. He goes to the Lava Golem, but again, it doesn't matter. I've got the cards, and I know he's got Ice Dragon's Prison, or I think he sets Ice Dragon Prison here. And so I'm holding alert so I can negate, so I can stop that. But yeah, Contain is going to stop his Muckraker. Yeah, there he sets the Ice Dragon Prison. So I'm like, okay, alert is a great card here. I can just hold alert and he can't kill me. Fire Engine is going to bring back out Hydrant. Hydrant's going to bring out Prevent. And this loop is just so unfair. He can't do anything about it. I can just keep shuffling cards back and just keep getting my advantage back on field. And there's just not really a way for him to stop my deck doing this. He hasn't got a big monster that I'm scared of. So again, I'm going to go into Heater, just any Link 2, so I can kind of Link Climb for free. He pops my Heater, which is not, I don't think is actually a great decision, because popping my Heater gets me a search. So I don't think it's actually a high value. I didn't have Ash. I think in this variant I wasn't playing Ash. I was trying no hand traps. Or no, I might have sided out my hand traps. I think I sided out my hand traps, so I don't know. For some reason I didn't search Ash there. Would have been a good search, but as you can see, he's used all his interruptions again. I know it's IDP there. I'm not scared of it because I've got Rescue, so I'm going to revive my card at the last second, pop his card, beat over the last few of his monsters, and it's going to be pretty easy from here because, like I said, no big welcomes left, only welcome. But then also a lot of his big ladies are in the grave as well. Like, he's got 2 in the grave already, and another one's about to go to the grave now, which is not great for him. So yeah, go into Heater, spin his card back, don't let him maintain advantage. He draws some cards, but honestly I don't care. The Ash is kind of interesting, but yeah. And this is the sad part here, because he ashes the Impulse there, but that Impulse didn't actually matter, so I really didn't care. Impulse was not doing anything here, so he's going to attack into my Heatleo, but again, it doesn't matter. Prevent is going to come out again. Prevent is going to special summon. I'm going to go into my turn. Now immediately my goal is, so my thought here was, I'm going to try and force him to activate Terrors before I do anything, but he just didn't want to. So I just did a damage step activation instead, because I knew that was going to catch him off guard. Try and attack, now he's forced to Terrors. But I don't mind the Terrors of the Overroot here, because if he brings anything out, I'm going to econ my own face down monster to take his card. So yeah, I'm going to reinforce, field spell back again, shuffle full back, get advantage. And guys, this field spell has resolved like 4 or 5 times this game. You can see just how much advantage it's been. I draw into reinforce off it again, which sucks, but go into any Link 2, beat Cop to put it on, and then get into LFter as well so that I can search more cards, etc, etc. I mean, I'm getting so much advantage here, it's just very hard for him to play. So I get Turbulence, bring out Turbulence again, banish 2, summon Turbulence, Turbulence set 4. And the nice thing about this as well is I've got Hydrant on board, which means in the Labrynth matchup, I do love taking the Lovely card, because Lovely makes your traps better as well. So as you can see here, he's going to revive a monster. I'm going to immediately revive his. As soon as he summons, I'm going to activate Extinguish. He can't respond to it. He can't chain it off the field because of the Lovely. And then Lovely's going to trigger again to pop a second card, which from there, it's going to be game. So he just, scoops up. But yeah, really, really good game, guys. This Labrynth matchup is a hard one, but I think I did play it relatively well. I've made a few mistakes, but I played it relatively well. And as you can see, this Field Spell and Reinforce are just really, really good in this matchup. And if you're playing Labrynth, guys, find a different way to out HQ, or don't even waste your resources out in HQ, especially if they get reinforced, because they'll just put it back every time and you're wasting resources. But thank you all for watching. I'll talk to you all soon. Peace.